Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Sophie. I'm super excited to be back with a different tutorial for you guys today. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my brows. So if you guys want to see how I do my brows, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So first thing that I'm doing, I'm going into this brow gel by Benefit. And I don't know the name of all of these products off the top of my head. I will link them or write what they are in the description box down below, but I'm just using a brow gel for this first step. You can use any brow gel that you have in your collection. Next, I am just trimming and plucking any hairs that are outside of my natural brow region. So you want to be really careful when you're doing this. You don't want to mess up the shape that you have going on. And I would definitely recommend going to a professional if you don't know exactly how to shape your brows. Next, I'm going into this blade. This is a facial hair remover. I got this from Walgreens and it came with a pack of 3 for $5. So I am just using this to remove any peach fuzz or long hairs that I have around my eyebrows. And also be careful doing this as well. You don't want to shave too much because then you're gonna have to shave your whole face and that would be a lot of upkeep. But I'm just kind of going around my brow and just removing any hair that I don't want to be there very, very gently because this is a very sharp blade. And next, I'm going into this brow powder right here. It looks super beat up because it is heavily used. You can literally use anything on your brows. This one's by City Color, so I think this is a more affordable brand. But I've seen professional makeup artists use a dark eyeshadow for your brows. I definitely would recommend powder. I know a lot of people like pencil. I use pencil and powder. I'll show you guys in this tutorial. But first, I'm just applying this and running it through the tail portion of my brow. And then with whatever's left over, slowly going into the front of my brow. And especially when you're using a different color shadow, definitely run it all the way through your brow. Obviously a lot lighter in the front half. And then I'm going into a spoolie and just brushing everything out. This eyebrow tutorial is going to involve a lot of blending with the spoolie. You guys will see how many times I go back into the spoolie to blend everything out just because I don't want any harsh lines. I don't want it to look like my brows are drawn in at all. I just want to slowly build product and just fill in those sparse areas. I like to do my brows more on the natural side. I don't like them to look too bold. So I'm going into this eyebrow pencil from Benefit and I'm just once again going through the tail of my brow. I did outline the top half of my brow and then now I'm just doing the bottom half. And when I go into that inner brow, that lower brow right there, I try to do the lightest hand possible. And then once again going back into the spoolie and really blending it out, making sure that there's no lines. I don't want it to look like I drew in my brow at all, so really blending it out with the spoolie. And it looks quite messy this way, but I definitely like to carve out my brows with concealer, so you guys will see how I do that as well. I absolutely love carving out my brows with concealer. I think that it makes them look so clean. And every time that I do makeup on clients and I carve out their brows with concealer, they absolutely love it. It makes you look like you got your brows done even if you haven't. So I'm going to show you guys a few tips. I've definitely evolved over the last couple of years. My brows were a lot harsher and I absolutely hate the way that I used to do my brows looking back. But I'm using this Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and on the bottom half of my brow I'm using a lighter shade. And I'm just literally mapping out and drawing a very sharp line on the lower half of my brow. And if you guys want to get a really, really precise line, I would recommend getting some glitter glue and putting that on the brush first and then squeezing the brush and then letting that glitter glue really dry down. It gives you a really, really sharp edge to the brush. So I would definitely recommend trying out that tip. Definitely make sure that the glue is 100% dry before going into the concealer because you don't want glitter glue under your brow. But after that, I go into the darker concealer and carve out the top half of my brow. And honestly, there's no real way of like teaching you guys how to do this. You just really have to practice. I would recommend putting your elbow on a surface just to have a more steady hand. And then I am just going into this brush right here and just really blending it out. First, I like to blend the top half of my brow and then underneath my brow. And this part is really, really essential to blending that out. But I like to bring the concealer down a lot lower so that I don't touch the sharpness of that line. I like to keep it super, super defined. Also, to blend out the top half, I like to use my big foundation brush that has a little bit of foundation on it, and it really helps blend everything seamlessly. And then this is pretty much it for my brow tutorial. The very last thing that I like to do is I like to grab that same brush and just kind of go in up and down motions just to blend out the front half. I used to do a sharp concealer line right here, and that was not cute at all. So this is a really nice way to just kind of blend that front half nice and seamlessly. And then the last thing that I'm doing, I'm just grabbing this old brush that I love using to set my brow with some translucent powder. And then that's pretty much it. I just applied that translucent powder to a little bit to the bottom half and the top half of my brow, and it just kind of makes it a little bit more natural, but it still keeps that definition there. But this is pretty much the finished brow look. If you guys liked it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and leave some suggestions on future videos in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to enter our giveaway, you guys know what to do. If you don't, check the description box on rules how to enter, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!